What's goody? I'm Queen G22, Ninja Turtles gaming, geek stuff, and travel. And hello, Donkey Kong Bananza. Yes, I'm excited. First of all, this is my first Switch 2 game that I have completed. And this game came out in 2025 and I have beaten the game in 2025. So I'm really excited about that. I feel like I'm off to a great start. And the next game that I'm dabbling in is Breath of the Wild. Yes, as you know, I'm not in the Zelda series at all, and I want to. And with the way things went, I ended up getting both. I ended up getting Tears of Kingdom, and then people were like, well, you gotta play Breath of the Wild first before you play Tears of Kingdom. So I got Breath of the Wild, and thank you to the special person that got that for me. So let's talk about Donkey Kong Bananza. First off, I am a Donkey Kong fan. I love everything about Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong is in my top 3 characters of all time, and probably top 3 series of all time. Donkey Kong, that's my guy, okay? I race with Donkey Kong. Well, I race with Funky Kong now in Mario Kart, but I am a huge Donkey Kong fan. So automatically just know that this review is gonna be positive because I love Donkey Kong so much. But hold up, quick alpha drop. If you haven't tried Mbit yet, you're missing out. It's a super dope gaming site. I've been messing around with their retro gaming quizzes and they're super fun. They've got these crazy promotions where you can literally hunt for codes in quizzes. Just head over to my IG if you want to learn more. If you saw my first impressions video, I was worried. I was a bit concerned. I knew that Donkey Kong Bananza was gonna be different than what we were used to with Donkey Kong Countries. And I had been hearing that it was very similar to Super Mario Odyssey with the way that the open maps are, the open world type of deal is. So I was hearing all that, but it wasn't until I started playing it that I was like, whoa, this is really different. And you can tell by my first impressions video, I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure about this, but I had to see it through. And I saw it through, and I'm glad that I did, because I feel like that first impressions video and even just the start of that game is really slow. And they're just trying to, get you into feel. But let me tell you, once you get going in that game, it is lightweight, low-key addicting. Yes, I was playing this game nonstop while I was on vacation, celebrating my birthday, and I was really looking forward to just getting to the game. So let's talk about Donkey Kong Bananza. So first off, like I always like to start off, is with the story. And this is how you know that my reviews, because I'm starting to get more comfortable calling this review, even though it's just my thoughts, but whatever, this is a review, my review, I suppose. I'm not really sure what the hell is happening with the story, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Here's the thing, Pauline is down there, okay? You know Pauline is in this game, and her goal is to get back home. That is the main part of Pauline's whole thing. Now Donkey Kong just wants bananas. And so he's happy to help her. Now, my thing is, how the hell did we get to Pauline being a teenager, right? I tried watching other stories or theories on the whole timeline of Donkey Kong, and I think one that I watched was really close, but this is where I'm happy to involve the community. What is the freaking timeline, okay? Because Pauline is a teenager, and Donkey Kong is Donkey Kong, and I know it's Donkey Kong because you come across, and again, this is a spoiler-free video, okay? This is spoiler-free, but you come across some other characters in this game that lets you know that we are in the present of Donkey Kong. So how is Pauline a teenager when we've already met Pauline as a grown woman in Mario Odyssey? That's the only part that I am confused. Is there any reason to understand that in this game? No. That's my own thoughts. Like, why? Why isn't she also a grown woman in this story? But whatever. Pauline is trying to get home. Donkey Kong wants bananas, and you go around trying to help her get back to where she needs to go, going deeper into Earth's core as you complete things that you need to do. So that is basically the story. Game design. So the game design, like I previously just mentioned, is very similar to Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Sunshine, that type of deal. You have a lot of space to roam and go about and do whatever you want to do. That is one of the things that it took me a minute to adjust to, and then once I did, I really started to enjoy it. I'm an old chick and I like what I like, and the 2D platformer side-scrolling is my jam, and just having all this space to roam around was a little bit unsettling for me for a minute, but once I got going, it was really cool because you have your objectives and it will show you essentially where you need to go, but you also have a very detailed map that shows you things that you're looking for, and even your final destination where you're trying to get to. It will show you on the map. So during this time, you have plenty of time. There's no time limit where you're at to roam, destroy everything. Everything pretty much is made to be destructible, and you can destroy it, and the game rewards you by doing so. The more you destroy, the more points and all this type of stuff that you get, and the more things that you find, collectibles. So it's different, but it's really cool once you like get into it. You're just going around destroying stuff, finding stuff, not just collectibles, bonus areas, right? You know, like the old Donkey Kong games when you were looking for the DK coins or the Kong letters or the rooms to go into to do the little challenges, and you could get the balloons and all that kind of stuff. Remember all that cool stuff? It's essentially the same thing, it just looks different. And on top of that, the map is absolutely beautiful. It is gorgeous, vibrant, bright colors. The background design, like the way that the water looks, the sky looks, the trees look, the ice looks, the rain looks. This is top tier, the Switch 2 type of stuff people were looking for. And people were like, oh my God, the Switch 2 is not that much different. No, yeah, you're gonna see it in Donkey Kong Bananza. This game is gorgeous. It's really, really pretty. Also, the weather elements play a huge thing in this game, which is really neat and, you know, makes you think a little bit. There's certain things that you can and can't do when it's cold. There's certain things that you can and can't do when it's hecka hot, when it's raining. You know, when you're sliding down things, it's slippery or it's icy or it's too hot. You have to learn different skills, different abilities to be able to maneuver around the map and around all these obstacles and different things that could be hindering you to get from point A from point B. But I will say, for the most part, the way that the game mechanics are designed, it is absolutely flawless. It is so smooth. The way that you learn your abilities and your techniques for different types of styles, for different types of obstacles, for different type of elements. You know what, like I said, I'm not gonna spoil it, but let me just tell you, the design on this is incredible, impeccable, and well thought out. Even the controls, like I was just saying, you can upgrade your abilities and start to learn more things, right? As you learn more things, everything starts to become more seamless. Your abilities get stronger, you're able to do more, and it's not sticky, it's not tacky. There's no shortcomings in these moves, in these combos. Let me tell you, it is freaking flawless. From doing a single jump to a double jump to a jump, roll, jump. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do, and it is well put together. It's flawless. And even with the map, not only, you know, can you look on the map and then try to see where you need to go, the destination that you're trying to get to, or you found maps and now you can see different kind of things, but you also have, which I have said in other videos that I adore, is when it tells you exactly where you need to go. So even without looking at the map, Pauline can sing and it will actually show you in the direction that you need to go, because all this punching and all this destroying stuff, yeah, it's super easy to get turned around, but this game makes it so that you can go off, do your thing, go nuts, go crazy, destroy whatever you want to destroy, get lost, and it'll help you find your way back. You also have visual cues. Now, I'm not a huge Zelda fan yet, because I just started, but I am hearing that, you know, there's certain little things in the game that could hint that there's something going on there. Now, I don't play Zelda, but I have played several other games before where there could be markings on the wall. We know from previous Donkey Kong games, like some of the walls would look like they've already been punched in a little bit, which would alert you that you could continue to punch in that wall. Donkey Kong Bananza has the same thing going on in this game. There's a lot of things that are meant to be found in this game. Like I was saying, this game wants to reward you for taking the time to explore. And so there's all kinds of stuff, different cues all over the maps that subtly give you a hint that there's something going on, and if you hit it, if you throw something at it, or do whatever, that you will be rewarded for doing so. And there's all kinds of ways to get around the map and see everything. Donkey Kong has so many different types of skills, from walking, running, swimming, climbing, jumping, rolling, throwing, surfing, whatever. Donkey Kong does a lot of stuff in this game, which just keeps this game moving. You cannot get bored during this game because there's so much going on, there's so much you can do, and there's so much you need to find. Like, I think I put in about, probably about 45 hours into this game. And I think this game, campaign based, is just like 20 hours. But there are a lot of things to see in this game. So I have not yet to beat this game in conclusion. I saw the final credits roll and I'm like, okay, I beat it. There is post-game. I am dabbling in the post-game, and it quickly reminds you, like all the previous other games, Donkey Kong games that you've played, you want to collect as much stuff as you possibly can because it's going to help you in the long run. Mechanics. I think I lightweight touched on mechanics a little bit earlier, talking about the game design as far as the combos and the skills and the techniques being polished. Seamless, fluid, there's no setbacks in Donkey Kong skills or even in the game. But there are other things in this game that helps kind of just make it peak. For example, the sound effects, the background music, the ambience, just little stuff like that just helps the game pop is in this game. So if you're listening to a Donkey Kong Bananza while you're gaming on your headphones, there are a lot of things to listen to, and there are even some noise sound effects that are giving hints if you're paying attention. As far as the map goes, what I liked about the map, if you take the time to go look at the map, is that you have a full 3D look at the map for the most part. Now, I will say there were a couple times that I looked at the map and yeah, the frame rate maybe dropped a little bit. I was losing, you know, some of the things in the map. It wasn't catching it. Was it a deal breaker? Was I able not to figure it out? I was able to figure it out. It wasn't killing me. It's just something that I noticed. Like, okay, so this game was absolutely perfect, but it was a lot of freaking fun. But I just want to say that there are a lot of movements that you can do with the map to help you pinpoint exactly where you're trying to go, because the maps are large. And remember, we're going layers and layers and layers and layers and layers, and there's sub layers, you know, there's all kinds of freaking layers. And so that the fact that the map is able to give you these top views, these side views, these diagonal views, all these different types of views, right? Because just from spinning, if you see something here, how do you not know it's all the way back here, right? So the map being able to tilt and do all that kind of stuff is really helpful. Now, the overall reason why you're trying to collect all this stuff, right, is to get better, get stronger. Like most games, you need to collect stuff in order to build your attributes. And the same thing with Donkey Kong Bananza. There's gold. Gold is what you're gonna use to spend to purchase things. Clothing, you get different types of clothing, not just because you wanna look cute, but the different clothing does help you give you different attributes, and not just for Donkey Kong, but also for Pauline. You can also use the gold to purchase purchase things to help you, like lifesavers, falling off the freaking cliffs and getting another chance. We remember that from the previous Donkey Kongs, the balloons, right? We need balloons in the event that we fall off the edge. The balloon is going to bring us back up. So you can use coins to purchase balloons. You can use coins to basically give you an extra life, so you don't have to start over. And you can use coins to give you more of that Bananza time, which the Bananza thing is like a new feature for Donkey Kong games, as it is called Donkey Kong Bananza. And basically the Bananza is like super mode. Like Donkey Kong just goes into like I'm not a Dragon Ball Z fan, but with like Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan, whatever you guys call it, he goes nuts. He gets huge, he gets big, he gets strong, and it's just easier for him to go through and destroy everything. So you can get things to help that time last longer, and you can also get it because you have a meter, and the more you destroy things, the quicker that meter fills up. But you can also purchase things that you can use Bananza automatically without having filled up your meter. So there's a lot of stuff to reward you for. And then they've got these different type of collectibles, and the collectibles you're going to trade in for the clothing, or for the clothing. The collectibles are for the clothing, and they've got different kinds of collectibles. They've got the normal ones, they've got the rare ones, and then they got the super rare ones. And then you have bananas. And the bananas, the more, I think you get up to like 5 bananas. Once you get 5 bananas, you get a bonus point. And then you can use those bonus points to build your Donkey Kong's attributes. He turns into several different cool characters and character themes that we are familiar with from previous Donkey Kong games. And so each character has different skill sets that you'll need in different parts of the game. And I want to say, one thing that I really enjoyed about Donkey Kong Bananza is that it's very precise. That when you learn a skill set, guess what? Now that you've learned it, you're gonna need it really soon. So don't think like, oh, I got this skill set, that's cool, I'm gonna bag it. No, be prepared to use it as soon as possible, because the game is constantly teaching you and it's keeping you on the go, like the whole time. Like it took me a while to figure it out. Like I was staying on just a regular DK Bananza, obviously this was early in the game, before I realized, oh snap, I need to use this Bananza skill that I've just learned. Or I need to save my points and upgrade this particular Bananza skill so that I can use it in the future. I love this game. This game is great. There's just so much going on. Difficulty. So this game is not that difficult. I don't remember seeing a difficulty screen. If there was, I'm sure I put it on normal, but I don't remember seeing a difficulty setting. This game is not very difficult, but it does have some areas where it is challenging. And I will say that what I liked about this game is that it slowly graduates you into more challenging events, I guess is what I want to say. It's not hard like the boss levels aren't that difficult. The first several boss levels are not that difficult. It's typical, Donkey Kong type feels, right? You got to figure out the pattern and then you got to hit it somehow, right? But I would say the more challenging part of the game would be, if you are a completionist, would be finding everything, locating all of this stuff. And then the bonus rooms that you find are like puzzles, kinda. And you guys know that I've said in several videos, I am not a puzzle person. My brain does not operate that way. I am not a fan of puzzles. But Donkey Kong Bananza, the puzzles were challenging enough where it wasn't like, oh, F this, I'm not doing this anymore. It was like, I feel like I'm getting it and I need to see this through, I need to figure it out. And for most part, I did. So it's not a hard game, but it is have you thinking about some stuff and some challenging games. And I think having this game at a medium set type difficulty will encourage you to want to do more in the game. Because like I said earlier, I think the campaign is about 20 hours, but there are people spending 60 hours plus on this game because there is a lot to find. That is the challenging part of the game. Now, I will say the last couple bosses Okay, so that was much more challenging. It wasn't difficult, but it was much more challenging. There was one time where I was like, I need to turn this off and I need to come back tomorrow because my brain is just not figuring this out right now. But again, like I said earlier, the game is constantly teaching you and preparing you for different scenarios. So if you keep that in mind, the bosses aren't going to be a problem at all. And the most tricky thing is figuring out all the puzzle stuff to get these extra bonus points. But is the game hard? No, the game is not difficult at all. Music. I always like to talk about music in games, but you know what? This is not one of those games. The music was nice. It's energetic, it's uplifting. You know, it's got a cool little beat and it's fun, but it's not like, oh, this is soundtrack of the year type music. No, I wouldn't say that, but there are some points in the game where the music setting is fitting towards the ambiance of what is going on, but it's not amazing music. I want to say the best music in this game is how it paid tribute to previous Donkey Kong games. That part I thought was really, really cool. But this isn't like super mood setting music. You know, you get to the bosses and the music changes a little bit and it gets okay, maybe a tad bit mood setting, but it's not like, wow, this is a really, really good soundtrack. So it's not disappointing. It's not like, oh wow, this sucks, but it's like, okay, this is cool. This is a fun game and the soundtrack is fun. Overall, I think you can see that I was all smiles most of this. This is a good game. This is very interesting that Nintendo went with Donkey Kong as the face of the Switch 2 instead of Mario. And I think it was a great decision because this game is awesome. I loved this game once I kept giving it a little bit more. That's what she said. This was a really, really fun game. Now, I did notice some people saying this is freaking game of the year. Me? No, I don't think so. And I love me some Donkey Kong, right? So you know that that's serious. This was a really good game. This could be a Switch 2 masterpiece, but game of the year? No, I don't think so. I am still high off of Expedition 33. That is still my vote for game of the year. Is this an awesome 3D platformer? Yes, it is. This is a fun game. This is a energetic game. It's not boring. It's constantly got stuff going on. This is a really good game, but not game of the year. Maybe game of the year for the Switch 2, but not overall. I don't know. Not that I don't know. I do know. No, it's not game of the year, but it is a really good game, especially if you are a Donkey Kong fan, especially if you are a Nintendo fan, and especially if you are a platformer fan. This is a really good game. I mean, what else could you ask for? This game provides you with innovative mechanics, perfectly crafted challenges, groundbreaking game for the Switch 2 and gaming period. And if you are a Donkey Kong fan, this game honors the original Donkey Kong games in so many different ways. And I'm not just talking Donkey Kong Country. I'm talking about the original Donkey Kong with Jumpman. It honors that. It honors the 64 Donkey Kong. And there's a lot of little goose eggs. Did I say that right? Because last time you guys said I didn't say that right. But anyways, there's a lot of little hidden eggs in this game that give tribute to its predecessor, all the Donkey Kong games before that. And that part, coming across those things, just touched my heart in so many ways. I was just like, this is awesome. Not only are we getting a new Donkey Kong game, but I'm also at moments getting flashbacks and feeling all that warm, fuzzy stuff from the Donkey Kong games that came before it. And so with that, I guess overall, out of like 5 stars, I would give it like 4.5 stars. And the only reason why I'm not giving it 5 stars is because I already gave Expedition like 33 a super high ass rating. So, I mean, I guess I could do like apples to oranges type deal. Like, okay, so if Expedition 33 is an apple, Donkey Kong Bananza is an orange in its own class, then okay, then I'll give it 5 out of 5 stars. This is a really good game. If you haven't played the game and you're into platformers, that type of stuff, then I would definitely go give it a shot. I think it's right up your alley. And if you have played the game, I'd love to know in the comments, what did you think about it? You know, I adore it. I love it. I'm already ready for Donkey Kong Bananza 2. I'm Queen G22.